In late July 2014, Tropical Storm Halong passed near Guam, dropping more than 16 inches of rain. Stormwater was a problem in some low-lying parts of the island. After the storm, Guam EPA staff from 4 different programs headed out into the field to check on Guam's drinking water, wastewater, and the beaches. Hundreds of samples were collected from sites across the island and processed by the agency's laboratory. The Water Resources Management Program regulates wells that pull fresh water out of the northern Guam lens. Inspector Francis Mendiola and engineer Susan Marquez met up with Guam Waterworks staff to make sure all the wells were operating without issue. This is the first step in ensuring the water going into the drinking water system is okay for drinking, washing, and other uses. After a storm, the Water Resources Management Program is very busy inspecting dozens of wells across the island. The Safe Drinking Water Program tests water as it comes out of the end of the drinking water system. After a storm, this program takes samples at schools, houses, and various buildings along the water distribution lines.
We are here to collect water sample for the post-storm Halong water quality assessment. We are collecting, taking the reading for chlorine. So if the chlorine is low, we are going to collect sample for bacteria analysis. If the chlorine is not available, that means chances is the water that's been contaminated from the well may be at the distribution system. So the guideline says that the chlorine should be in every part of the water system to ensure that any possible bacteria in the water will be eradicated.
Large amounts of stormwater can flood Guam's wastewater system, causing overflows, backups, and other issues. After Tropical Storm Halong passed, Inspector Ron Charfaris visited numerous wastewater lift stations to make sure everything was in working order. This includes checking on the backup generation system that keeps sewage pumping even if the power goes out. It also includes checking the intake area and outflow of sewage as it leaves the lift station to go to the larger wastewater treatment plant.
I'm looking at the sewage, and right now it's got a lot of iodine in it. The iodine is coming from the manhole cover, the rain seeping into the manhole cover. And iodine is rainwater mixed with sewage. We come out and we make sure there's no overflow of raw sewage, and we make sure that the generator backup is working. You know, we look around for manhole covers if there's any manhole covers overflowing. Other than that, that's basically it. We just come out and this is our own protocol every after typhoon.
A few days after the storm had passed, Guam EPA received a complaint about a sewage overflow in Agate. Staff from the monitoring team headed down south to take samples upstream from the wastewater treatment plant in the river near the facility and along the beach area. Because sewage can be very harmful to human health, the team has developed methods to take samples without touching the water, therefore not risking their own health. This is a very prescribed process, as samples must be collected without touching each other. If not done carefully, sample results may prove inaccurate. Fortunately, this is not a new process for the monitoring team, as they continue to take 44 beach samples from across the island every single week.
We are collecting samples from the shoreline because there was a sewage overflow from the Agate wastewater treatment plant. and it enters a stormwater drain, and which drains into the beach here in Agate by the Agate Cemetery. We're collecting samples to see the concentration of bacteria in the water. Bacteria in the water is bad if you ingest it or you have an open sore cut. You can get, especially from sewage, raw sewage water, where a lot of pathogens are, and you can get sick, very sick from it. It's important to know the amount of the concentration of bacteria in the water because we're going to be issuing a beach closure advisory based upon the sewage overflow.